All right, Shalom. I want to start out giving infinite honors, glory, and prayers to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone, rule well, teaches His truth 100%, no cut. Double shalom and salutation to the Akim, pushing His word across the four winds in true faith, sincerity, giving all diligence. I want to just get into a quick lesson like a lamb back. Adawan Ratazah, Lord's will is edifying to the point. Centered around, as you see, the beloved brother in the camp, Ashaya. This is his page, GMS Ashaya Rakah, Gulf Coast. You see it right there. And the title of the lesson is Make Sure You Forgive Your Brothers, man. A beautiful lesson, man. Watch, subscribe and be edified, man. As the brother's about to get into, man, this is one of the key factors in this ministry, man. Because like we always say, man, it's like, who want to tell coming from that, coming from the world, it was like, man, who want to tell another grown man, things about himself, but in this truth, we understand those things come, because we're being told something through the Spirit, these epistles, these lessons, okay, correction leads to life, man, okay, there's a precept that goes into that, man, so in order to be corrected, you have to be told something, man, but we also got to be able to receive it, okay, being able to listen, but we're going to get into it, but again, the brother about to get into, you have to, brothers don't, if a brother offend you, trespass against you, tell him. Don't hold no grudge. Don't give room for Satan to play on your mind and it builds up to, an explosive moment. No, man, let it be known. Pull that brother to the side. Hey, brother, I don't like how you said this to me or how you dealt with me in this area, or however the case, whatever the offense may be, you tell that brother, man. And then like the brother about to get into, we about to get into in this lesson, Matthew's 18, man. But this is the thing, you have to tell him. You cannot suffer sin upon that brother, man, because now Satan is playing on both of y'all. If the brother did something he didn't know that offended you, all right, and then you offended, but you're not saying anything, now is a shit show. But we got to make sure, we're staying in line and in tune with the scriptures, man. Like, hey, let a brother know and listen when a brother lets you know. But it's a thing about we have to be there for one another, man. Hey, the uncomfortable conversations, as the elder brother out there, and our elder brother Ariella out there in Dallas, man, he did a beautiful lesson on that, man, having those uncomfortable conversations. All right, brothers be like, if I ever offended Salakia, if I offended you, and it's all good, it's nothing, ain't no offense then and there, then hey, it shouldn't be no offense then and there or afterwards. Okay, don't hold no grudge. Let a brother know. And also on the other receiving end, listen. Okay, we have to listen. We have to let one another know, and we have to listen to one another, man. That's the unity. That's a part of keeping the unity of the Spirit, man. Ephesians, the 4th chapter, man. Endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit, man. Okay, being able to say something and being able to listen to what's being said from one another in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. But let's get into it, and we're going to hit the precepts.
I want to get Matthew 18, man. Half of the time, brothers don't even know they offended you. Half of the time, And sometimes brothers were going through something. It didn't collect then. It didn't collect then, or they might didn't see their flaws or whatever. The brother might be asking, if I ever offended you. Yes, speak up. Brother ever asks you, brother ever bring it to you, speak up, tell him. Because if you don't, you just as wrong. You're just...
Hey, like the brother getting into, man, like, hey, tell him, tell him, man. We have to be there for one another, man. That's a part of it, those uncomfortable conversations, but it's no excuse. You tell a brother, you tell him of his offense, and therefore there's no excuse. Now okay, the brother brought it to you, now but you have to be able to receive it, listen, okay, but also, again, you have to be able to tell it, let a brother know. There's a way we deal with one another, the order and the rank of things, but it's still a deal. Let that brother know, man. Matter of fact, let me grab this precept real quick. This is 1 Timothy's 5:1 NLT, and it reads, it says, never speak harshly to an older man, and where we have that respect in the world for our grandparents, our fathers, our mothers, you know, the elderly in the worldly sense, but also in this truth as well. Okay, in the spiritual sense, you know, brothers that's over you and right. Hey man, you don't you. But this scripture, this precept about to balance it all around the board, man. You know, but it's a way we deal with one another, man. All right, but it says, never speak harshly to an older man, but appeal to him respectfully as you would to your own father. Now, it's not saying brothers sonning one another. None of that. Ain't no pride. No, you know, it's not saying to that. But it's a rank and order of situations, man. Okay, a brother that's an elder in his truth might not be an elder, okay, to you, you know, in your age, you know, carnal age, you know, but we still have to have that same spiritual respect. You know, you go to an elder, hey, and you let them know, you know, a brother that's above you in rank, hey, you let them know. All right, but you do it in a respectful manner. And then vice versa, brothers that's younger than you, let them know, but you do it in a respectful manner. So it's an all-around balance, okay, to this precept. It says, never speak harshly to an older man, but appeal to him respectfully as you would to your own father. Talk to younger men as you would to your own brothers. See, there it is. All right, there it is, because you understand, like in the worldly sense, your grandparents and your father, okay, or your uncles, you know, they've been living longer than you, so they have a more experience, you know, than you. So in that, you know, if they make a mistake or offend you in some type of way or some type of manner, you approach it as such. Well, I know this man is older than me, he had more experience, so I'm gonna just let him know, you know, hey, look, brother. I mean, look, you know, pops, or you know, however, you know, this, you know, I didn't, you know, take too well to that. It offended me, it bothered me. All right, and then they'll understand. And the same with younger brothers. Like, look, you know, maybe you need to, you know, this that way. I mean, it's an all around balance, man. Okay, how we deal with one another, man. But it is a rank and order, okay, to how we deal with one another. But it's still the same respect, okay. Lord willing, that makes sense. All right, well, let's get back into it.
That's just wrong. The brother asks if he offended you, and you say no, it's all good. Whoop de whoop. You're just as wrong, man. No bullshit, man. I kid you not, man. This Matthew 18.
Come on. But let's get it. This is Leviticus 19 and 17 through 18. It reads, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him, man. So let him know. If a brother offend thee or, you know, is going off in the area, don't sit there and watch and be idle. Hey, let that brother know. Look, brother, hey, man, you might not need to do this or don't do that. Or, brother, look, how you dealt with me in this situation, in this manner, I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like it. It made me feel some type of way. And then there it is. Now it's on the receiving end. Now you have to be able to understand, reflect, and see the error in your ways and correct it. Okay? And let that be, Salakia, brother. You know, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it. Shit, note it. Won't happen again. You know, it's an understanding, man. It's this thing of this, like Apostle Elder Gabar always say, this thing of ours, man, it's about growing and understanding, wisdom and knowledge, you know, the precepts of one another through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, because the Lord has given each brother, each believer, okay, that truly believe in Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, calling upon those true names, their true names. Okay, each believer has a portion of the Lord's Spirit, man. All right, and we're learning that, dealing with one another, man. Okay, it says, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge, let it go, against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. And that's a commandment, man. Hey, once we get that understanding, there's water under the bridge, we moving forward, man. All right, man, we got too much shit we going through on a daily, all right, to be goddamn bearing any grudge or hate towards, you know, our brothers, man, our yoke fellas, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. Okay. You know, too much shit, man. These motherfuckers in the world and did us worse than, you know, a little offense that a brother may have caused. Okay. You know, a misunderstanding that, you know, you and a brother may have, or brothers may have. Shit, these motherfuckers in the world did us worse than that. You know? Esau got down, man, just to fuck this system that we in, man. So what you telling me we gonna, you know, hold these grudges and let little shit goddamn destroy the big picture? Hell no, man. No. This is Matthews 18 and 15 through 17 NLT. Correcting another believer. It says, if another believer sin against you, go privately and point out the offense. Go privately, pull that brother to the side. Don't go and don't talk about it with another brother if you ain't brought it to the offender. All right, because that leaves room for backbiting, gossip, and mess. Okay, bring it to that brother. Should let him know. If you ain't told that brother what he done wrong to you, but you telling other brothers, hey, that's going off, man. Because now you stirring the pot. Now it's wickedness involved. Now it's Satan. Now he playing. All right, now he planting seeds. Okay, no, man, go on, burn that shit and goddamn, hey, burn those weeds. Hey, by going to the brother, letting him know, pull him to the side. Look, brother, Now, if you don't hear you, but that's the thing on the receiving end, you have to be able to, you got to hear a brother, understand where he's coming from. He ain't coming to you for no reason. All right, this is a part of that man's spirit. This is, hey, you did something, offended him. He telling you, hey, respect it as a man. Okay, as a man of the Lord, man. Okay, the man brought it to you. He ain't going to talk about it with another individual. He brought it to you. All right, you hear that, man, and then, hey, that's the understanding. It says, if another believer sin against you, go privately and point out the offenses. If the other person listens and confesses it, you have won that person back. There it is. We have to give room for that by telling the brother. All right, tell him. All right, don't hold it in. Don't go talking about it with another. Bring it to him. Okay, bring it to him. If you ain't brought it to him, it shouldn't be no reason why you talking about that situation to somebody else if you ain't dealt with it head on with the individual you're talking about, man. All right. It says, but if you are unsuccessful, take one or two others with you and go back again so that everything you say may be confirmed by 2 or 3 witnesses. Okay, if it don't click, then you telling the brother, okay, bro, look, this and that. He don't hear you. How do you take witnesses with you? Then you get the others involved. Okay, and then y'all have another round table, and there you have, other perspectives. The Spirit of the Lord, like all around the board, and can judge the matter. Okay. It says, if that person still refuses to listen, take your case to the church. Go above. Okay. It says, then if he or she won't accept the church decision, treat that person as a pagan or a corrupt tax collector. All right, but it had to go through those orders, man, because if not, if you skip one, hey, you're out of order, man. Okay, and that leaves room for confusion, a shit show, man. All right, so we have to make sure that we're speaking up, and also, goddamn, that we're listening on the receiving end, man. All right. James 1:19, NLT. Listening and doing. It says, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen. Listen to that brother, man. Brother, bring it to you. You got to respect that, man. All right, brother, bringing an offense to you, a problem to you that you may have caused or something you might be doing off. Man, listen to what's going on, man. Okay? But it has to be brought. It says, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. There it is. All right, listening. We're going to answer, we're going to end it with this last precept. It says, Sirach, aka Ecclesiastes 11:8. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause. Listening, letting it digest, let it marinate. Okay, when it's being brought to you, when something is being brought to you. It says, answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk, man. Hey, let them get it out. Okay, but it has to be brought to you. All right, we have to bring things to one another, and we have to listen to one another, man, and be understanding of one another, learning one another, okay, in the entirety. All right, but Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and to the point. Till next time, shalom.